Now, you must have caught yourself lost in thoughts, replaying the conversation, imagining what could go wrong, or trying to figure out every possible outcome of a situation. It feels like you're solving something, but the more you think, the less clarity you have. Overthinking feels productive in the moment, but most often it leaves us drained, confused, and even paralyzed. This is something humanity has grappled with for ages. Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse that says, an undisciplined mind does not grasp the truth. Wandering in all directions, it becomes distracted. This perfectly describes overthinking. It is the mind running in circles, disconnected from the peace. It is disconnected from the peace. Now, when I started my clothing brand, I found myself caught up in these loops, right? I was constantly overanalyzing every little detail, every decision, thinking what about the designs, if they look good, if people will like them, how the launch would go, you know, and whether I was doing enough. I was questioning all of it. I was overthinking to the core. And I wanted everything to go perfectly. But the more I thought about it, the more stuck I felt. And overthinking became a block rather than a solution because it is not a solution in itself. Overthinking is also not random. It happens when the mind is searching for control. When the mind is searching for control. When we feel uncertain that then the mind starts running in order to protect us. It's like a radar scanning for threats, trying to create certainty in situations where none exists. It tries to create certainty in situations where none exists. Now, there is a deeper layer to this, right? Overthinking is also a sign that we are disconnected from the present moment. We are not in the present moment. And the truth is that our mind, thrives in duality past and future, right and wrong, what could have been, and what might be. Now, it tries to piece everything together like a puzzle, forgetting that some things in life are not meant to be figured out. Because the mind tries to recognize patterns, and this need to control everything comes from fear. Fear of rejection, failure, or the unknown. But again, fear is again just a signal, not the truth. Overthinking feeds on that fear, amplifying it until it feels like the only reality. And what do we say? What do I tell you? That reality only exists here. So now, overthinking is the mind's way of reacting to this misalignment. When you are out of sync with trust, with a sense of flow, you rely solely on the mind to guide you, forgetting that mind is not designed to lead. Mind is not designed to lead, it is designed to follow. I'll say this again. The mind is not designed to lead, it is designed to follow. In the Bible, it says, be still and know that I am God. And this is not just about faith, right? It's about understanding that stillness, not mental noise, brings any clarity. However, overthinking is the opposite of stillness. It's the mind's way of grasping at the straws, forgetting that solution often comes to you when you let go. Again, detachment and letting go. And now the real question is, how do you shift out of overthinking? How do you overcome overthinking? Number one, recognize it for what it is. Overthinking is just a habit of the mind. It does not mean something is wrong with your situation. However, if you keep thinking about it, you might manifest it because there is an emotion attached to it. When I overthought my decisions in my business, I realized that my thoughts weren't the problem. The problem was my attachment to them. And the moment I saw overthink as a pattern, not a truth, it started losing its power because our mind recognizes patterns. So it is very important that you understand that it is not the truth. Number two, anchor in the present. Now, overthinking thrives when the mind is stuck either in the past or in the coming future. And the moment you bring in your focus to the present moment through your breathing, your surrounding, or even a simple task, you break the loop. You ground yourself in the present moment. And when you are in the present moment truly, you are breaking the loop of overthinking. Number three, let go of the illusion of control. The more you try to control every little single outcome, the more tangled your thoughts become. Because overthinking often feels like an attempt to predict or prevent problems, but for most of us, what we fear never happens. 99% problems are just here. Trusting that you don't need to have all the answers right now in the moment allows your mind to rest. And it is very important then that you make your mind rest. And number four, create space for stillness. The solution to overthinking is not to think harder. It is rather to stop. Stillness, again, is not about surpassing your emotions or thoughts and saying, no, I can't think about this, I cannot be thinking like this. Rather, it is allowing them to flow without clinging onto them. One practice that I use personally is stepping away from my work and spending a few moments in silence. And in that quiet, I often find the clarity I was overthinking to achieve. Whenever I am overthinking, I just step back, right? Because overthinking is not something to fight or fix. It is a signal. A sign that your mind is working harder than it needs to. And when you let go of the need to control and anchor in the present moment, allow the stillness, the noise naturally just fades away. It is that simple. If you are going to magnify something, it's going to magnify 2x. If you recognize it for what it is and step away from it, you gain control over it. Therefore, it is very important that you must lead your mind and not be led by it. And since now you understand this, and know how to deal with it. So, next time when you find yourself going into this loop of overthinking, you know what to do. And I know you're gonna do great. I see you in the next video.